like an old lady. I'm backwoods smoking, I don't own papers, pass that 808. That don't shake her. Oh, bitch, you know I'm grinding like a pro skater. Baby mama bugging, I'm so quick to hit ignore.
Alright guys, we are 8 days out from our next comp, which is going to be in Krugersdorp, ne? Kleksdorp. Kleksdorp.
I think,
Yeah. So today we're doing a little bit of shoulders and a little bit of arms. Let's do this. Alright guys, I always warm up my rotators when doing shoulders. It's key and very important to avoid getting injury. So warm up your rotators. It's a controlled movement, guys. There's no power. You just want to make sure that you warm up your rotators nicely before you start your shoulder movement. Just remember the shoulder has got 3 heads, the front, the middle, the back. You want to hit all 3. A lot of guys tend to neglect the back head of the shoulder, and when you're doing your side poses, you'll see the difference on the rear shoulder. So I'm starting off with a nice movement, side lateral raises. Kind of hits the front 2 heads, doesn't hit the back head as much, and then we're going to switch it up as we go.
let's go, Team Fearless. Go for. Are you still warming up or you still?
So this is the first. It's like a warm-up set. We haven't got into a working set. So you don't wanna you wanna use weights that you can control them. You're not using motion to push the weights. So we're not training for power. We're not training for strength. We're purely training to cut and get lean. So just also remember, what are you training for? You know. So it doesn't matter even if you are training for strength or what. Like your first sets are very important. So you make sure that you warm up the muscle to avoid getting injuries. Guys, on your shoulder press movement, you don't want to rest the weight on your shoulder. You want to keep constant tension, and you don't want to lock and put pressure on your elbows. So you want to keep constant tension all the way, not too low, not too high. The whole time you want to have constant tension on the shoulder. And I always suggest that in every movement, try and always do that to avoid injuring your joints. So if you want to protect your joints, don't lock. Just about when you're about to lock any movement, you pull back, you know, so that there's constant tension and that you exhaust the muscle much more like that.
And does that apply for all
movements? Even if you're doing chest, don't lock your elbow. Shoulders press movement, even if you're doing leg press, don't lock your knees. Keep constant tension to avoid putting pressure on the joint. Yeah, that's the best way to go about it. So guys, when doing this movement, this is my advice. Keep your wrist bent, because when it's like this, there's a lot of tension on the forearm, and you want to move the tension from the forearm right to your shoulder. So if you bend your wrist and you pull up like that, the tension is more focused on the shoulder than the forearm. So a lot of guys, they like to keep the wrist straight. I found that if you bend your wrist and you do that, the tension is more on the shoulder.
And still you're not locking out.
Yeah, you're not locking out. You're keeping just about bent, you know. You're not locking, nothing. Just bend your wrist and you bend your arms a little bit, because you want to now we focus in that movement. We're focusing more on the middle and the front head of the shoulder. Yeah, this is my secret weapon. This is the finisher for shoulders. Let me show you. Try this at home. Try it. That's it, folks. That's the one. It burns, man. It burns. It burns. I'm not gonna say big words. It burns, but like something special.
Something is cooking.
What you want, especially when you're trying to get lean, you want high intensity, high volume, but you want to control good form. You know, you want to have good form. You want to be able to control the weight. There's no ego lifting here. We're really focusing on the intensity, keeping our rep range high. Doesn't matter what weight we're using, but what is important is the intensity of the workout. All right, we're gonna switch now. Done the shoulders, done front, middle, and back. I've shown you guys. We're gonna switch now just to some bicep curls. So the secondary muscle, that's always nice when you're doing shoulders because there's like some pressing movement, shoulder press and so forth, is your tricep. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of arms and that's it. Sweet. Guys, I'm also gonna give you another secret. This one is for the arms. I promise you, you're gonna love the burn from it. There we go. So basically what it is, 45-degree bench, normal curls, stretch all the way up. You want to stretch the head from the bottom right to the top, stretch all the way up and up, stretch all the way and up at the 45-degree angle. And then you get to 10, then at 10, you just relax your arms straight, you just twist for 10, you just twist, and then you switch on your next curls, you do a dumbbell curl. So you just twist it out to the top, and then your last rep, you hold, you count the negatives for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can challenge yourself at the end and try and do 3 or 5 negatives, it's even better. But we're not trying to risk any injuries. That's why I'm just playing safe. Alright fam, you can never go wrong with old school 21s. Just did 21s for you. 7 from the top, 7 from the bottom, and 7 full ones. Then on the last one, I like to put this twist in. Just control that negative 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just feel that last burn. If you can do 3 to 5 of those, even better. You're pushing yourself even more. So 3 to 5 negatives would be nice. So
Would you say it's the best for cutting, or
so
would you be using it for strength training? Or
no. 21s, I'd say it's best of both worlds. But more, I'd say, because of the intensity of the exercise, it would be more when you're trying to get leaner. You know, it would be best because it's a high intensity movement, and also the rep range is quite high, and you can't really go heavy with it because of the dynamics of the exercise itself. So I'd say it's best for when you're trying to get leaner. All right, let's switch now. Okay. Lightweight, baby. Do something about it. All right, guys, I'm gonna show you an exercise. If you wanna look cool in the gym, you know, I'm gonna show you a cool movement for your curls, just to confuse the enemy. Listen, I don't even know what they call that exercise, but I created for myself. It's a variation for a bicep curl. It's a nice variation because you're not using your legs for movement and to force the weight. You're laying down. It's a real I feel it's an isolation movement. You're laying down, you're curling, stretch your arm as far out as you can and bring it in and squeeze. And I love to put that twist at the end, that last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 negatives. It works best. So I like this exercise. A lot of guys don't know it, or know, well, they don't use it or don't know it.
Now they know.
Now they know, and you guys know. You can use it. And you look cool at the gym, you know. Alright guys, tricep push down. So I base it, my principle in training is very, keep it simple, stupid. I like to keep my training very simple. I don't like to do complicated things. Stick with the basics, build your foundation, you know. I'll throw in something every now and then that's a fancy, but for the most part my training is very simple. And that's it, man. I find that I get more, my body responds more to sticking to the basics, and you can never go wrong. Before you start doing all the fancy things, rather base your core training on the basic compound movements when you're training. So yeah, that's it guys. You would do 3 to 4 sets of that with your arms, shoulders as well, 3 to 4 sets. And that's your basically your shoulder. 3 movements for your arms. We're just finishing off with the tricep, getting some blood circulation in there because we had done a press movement, and I love doing that. And it was a secondary muscle that was working while we're doing the shoulder press. So I love just maximizing any muscle group that was working as a secondary muscle. So yeah, that's it guys. Sweet.
Ese es Oringo la Pachi.
Yeah.
So we're done?
Yeah, we're done and dusted, fam.
How was the workout?
It was alright, man. I've had better days. But today was better than the day that didn't take place. So yeah, we're getting closer to the show. Obviously, I'm low on carbs. Strength is not as, there, but it's okay. It's okay. It's part of the plan. And I think for this show, with our game plan that we've got for essays, we're gonna put it in action to see, as a trial run. But I'm happy, man. I'm happy with the progress this far and how my body is responding to all the changes that we've made. And I think it's just a matter of time. We see everything, taking shape. But we are there. We are surely in the right direction. I think more than anything now, I'm more hungrier, I always believe every setback is a setup, to do better. So I'm more hungrier to basically do better and bring my best to the next show and the essays that we are working towards.